Hello everyone, this is Harshitha of Section E with roll number 2401381. Let's now discuss about one of the economic problem, India's stagnant labor wages. Despite India's steady economic growth, wage stagnation remains a significant challenge. While the cost of living continues to rise, salaries have failed to keep pace with that, leading to declining purchasing power. This issue has far reaching implications for economic development, income inequality, and overall financial stability. Let's now understand the root causes, economic consequences, and existing barriers, and the solutions, etc., of this issue. Let's see what causes this issue. Coming to the productivity. Productivity in India has risen significantly, yet wages have not kept pace with that. Many companies prioritize profit margins and reinvest earnings into technology and expansion, etc., rather than wage increases, leaving workers with stagnant income. The companies always think about themselves instead of the wage increase and the workers. Next comes the rise of gig economy. This growing gig economy has led to an increase in contractual work with lower pay and fewer benefits. This shift reduces the long term financial stability for workers and limits their bargaining power for better wages. Next comes the inadequate minimum wages. Minimum wages structure vary across states and are often set below the actual cost of living. This disparity prevents workers from achieving a sustainable livelihood, particularly in urban areas where expenses are much more higher and will be difficult further living. Coming to the economic implications of this issue, first comes the reduced consumer spending. When we get the lower wages, automatically we'll get the lower disposable income, which will lead to a reduced demand. So this will automatically lead to the reducing demand for goods and services. This will slow down the consumption and it will directly affect the business revenues and economic growth. Next comes the widening income inequality. Wage stagnation disproportionately affects lower income workers while corporate profits from it and also the executive salaries will continue to grow on and rise. This growing disparity leads to the social and economic instability. Increased unemployment risk. As businesses hesitate to increase wages, workers are left with limited career growth, leading to a rise in job dissatisfaction and underemployment. Coming to the challenges with this issue, first one is the concerns over the business costs. Employers argue that higher wages increase operational expenses, leading to potential layoffs or reduced hiring, making the wage reform a continuous issue. Here, since the companies are focusing on the margins, they tend to like lay off the employees with higher wages instead of keeping them so that they can save the money there. So next comes the technological displacement. The increasing adoption of automation and AI threatens job security, particularly for low skilled workers, because the low skilled workers can be easily replaced with the AI, so that the companies can be having the less cost. So this makes them the lower bargaining power for their wage negotiations, and it will be more challenging also for the low skilled workers. Next comes the global competitive pressures. India competes with the low cost economies for investment, which will lead our businesses to suppress wage growth to maintain the international competitiveness. So we can tackle this issue with few of the solutions, like we can have a minimum wage reform. Introducing a standardized national minimum wage tied to inflation rates can help ensure compensation and economic stability. Next comes the skill development. Instead of reinvesting, the companies can reinvestment some of the money in skilling the workers and pay higher wages to them. So India's workforce is essential to its economic growth, yet stagnant wages hinder progress. Addressing this issue requires a balance between fair wages and business stability also and sustainability. So by implementing wage reforms, enhancing skill development, and also they can promote a fair labor practices. By all these, India can create a much more inclusive and prosperous economy, because it will be much more impactful, because all the lower skilled workers will be getting an opportunity to enhance themselves and contribute to the economy. So it will ensure the equitability compensation in the economy. It is necessity because it is moving a step forward to a stable economy. Thank you.